And I'm here with Louie Giaconteri, better known as Louie the Rigger. Louie, you've been at this for quite some time. You've been running the Strictly Business boat. I know that you have put on a phenomenal race up in Long Island. Louie, tell us, what got you started in this in the first place?
I think I might have been dropped as a kid. But no, truthfully, the love of boats and the love of the sport and just the whole, everything, the people and just, you know, we're here at Atlantic City and it just doesn't get any better than this.
So Strictly Business is for business. This is just for pleasure?
Well, we have a Strictly for Pleasure too. But this is Strictly Business, and the name came from the original boat, which was, it was built, and a friend of mine came to look at it when it was under construction and had no cabin. And he was like, "Where's the cabin? Where are you going to sleep?" I said, "This is a race boat." I said, "This boat's Strictly Business." And it's stuck.
Awesome. Pedro Lopez is your crew chief. Pedro, what's the hardest thing about working for Louie?
Yeah, it's easy with him.
Eat too much.
And eat a lot.
He feeds you too well?
Feeds it too well.
Absolutely. Louie, what do you think about this course out here today? Is it good? Problems? How do you feel about racing in the ocean?
I like the ocean. You know, it's actually, you know, I do two boats. I do Typhoon and Strictly Business, but it's rough. This course has tamed like veterans from 30, 40 years ago. Atlantic City is notoriously rough. It's notoriously cool, but you know, some of the real legends of offshore, Rocky Aoki, and to name one, but it's a truly offshore racers course.
Would you have anything? What have you done to the boat this year? We got any improvements? Anything other than the beautiful paint job? It looks awesome. I want to say, but anything you can tell us about what else you've done to the boat?
Well, we've normal stuff. We've played with the propellers a little bit, tuned it up. We actually refurbished the drivetrain and the engine. You know, the springs and stuff like that. You got to keep them fresh. These 525s are unbelievable motors. We talk about it all the time. It's like a big topic. You beat them up, and then all you got to do after a year of racing is change the springs, check the valves, and they're phenomenal. But we did paint it red, and it actually even looks faster when it's sitting on a trailer.
Awesome. Yeah, the boat looks great. Wanted to thank you very much for your time, Pedro. Louie, hope you have a great race. We want to wish you a safe one and best speed to you.
Thank you. Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to our sponsors too, and actually before that, a special thank you to the Golden Nugget, to Caesars on the shore, and the mall there. They've been awesome with us, setting up for the cameras, and a special thank you out to Impact Streaming. OPA Live, where without this cooperation, this would be impossible. OPA Racing has been by far the best, and back home we got LFG Rigging, we've got Midcoast Performance Marine, Noisy Graphics, and a host of other sponsors that I feel bad that I'm not remembering right now, but I will.
All right, Louie, we look forward to seeing you in Long Island at your race, and we appreciate the time that you've taken to speak with us today.
Thank you, and after we take care of this one, we'll see you in Long Island.
All right, I'm here with Jimmy Jernigan, the owner and driver of Steady Pumpin' Offshore Racing, with his throttleman, Clint Wright. Jimmy, I know it's been a long, hard trip for you to get here. What got you into this in the first place?
When I was a young kid, just watching it on the Chesapeake Bay, just bought a 35 fountain and just wanted to get into actual offshore racing. So we bought the 30-foot Phantom Super Boat or Super V Light. So I love the sport.
Clint, I know you're doing a lot of wrenching on the boat and everything. What kind of changes have you made this year to make this boat more competitive?
Well, we've did some fine tuning, did some prop testing, and we're looking forward to getting out there and seeing what she's going to do. So we did some modifications on the boat, fixed a little maintenance and repairs, and she's running really good.
Okay, so you've been doing testing on the Chesapeake Bay. Now, I know it gets pretty rough out there. Do you think you're ready for these ocean conditions?
Oh, we're gonna wait for today to find out how prepared we are.
All right. Everybody is working hard to win this due AC prize. Everybody's getting into the spirit of it. AC is obviously a great place to come and race. Jimmy, any last thoughts? What are you going to change up in your program today to make it the most competitive race you can do?
We're going to start really judging our fuel and our weight. Make sure we're not having too much fuel in the boat, carrying around dead weight for no reason. And we're going to write our numbers down for our new props we're getting in and changing, and just pretty much going to step our game up because we're ready for this year.
Okay, so it's test, 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 test. Now, you said something about weight. One thing real quick that I don't think the fans have understood about these boats are classified by weight because you can't, you don't have any speed limit like the other bracketed classes do. When you're talking about weight, how light can you make your boat?
The lightest is 49.
4750. It's the lightest it can possibly come in.
Okay, so 4750 is when it comes out of the water or when it goes into the water?
Out of the water.
Okay, so 4750. And if you come in under that, what's going to happen?
You're disqualified.
All right, very good. Guys, thanks very much. Have a safe race. Enjoy it. Above all, be safe out there, but race hard.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I'd like to thank my sponsor also, Jernigan's Concrete Pumping. It's our family-owned business that funds our race team for us for right now. So I thank everything for them.
Couldn't do it without them.
Yep.
Great. Thank you very much, guys. Have a safe race. All right, we are back with Team Tuggett. This is Kevin Smith and his throttleman Will Ross. Even though I know that's not what it says on his shirt, but we'll edit that out later. Driver. Wait. Okay. So we've got Kevin throttling. We've got Will. You're the driver.
I'm driving.
Awesome. Kevin, you really made a huge splash into this sport just a couple of years ago. Tell me what got you started in this. Why did you decide to come over and start racing with the OPA?
It's been a lifelong dream of mine to race. I've been following this since I was a kid. I had the opportunity about 3 years ago to come into it with our competition, Randy from Typhoon. Had a chance to run with him in Orange Beach. 3 weeks later, I bought my first boat. We ran in Key West, and after that, we're racing against Randy, trying to beat him every race, and just coming off of a win in Lotto, so we're pretty excited about that. Boat's been running really good. Guys over at Lily's did an awesome job with it over the winter. So
excellent. Will, you've raced against everybody in this class, and you've got so much time in these boats. Who do you want? Who's the man you want to beat here today?
I think just because Randy and I have been racing for such a long time against each other, we started racing these V-Lights in 2004. He's usually the guy that Kevin and I go after. In this rough water, he's probably the best throttleman next to Kevin. Well, I say that. Let me take that back. In these boats, for the experience he has, I mean, you can't take anything away from Art Lilly. I mean, the guy's a legend. But I don't know how Art performs. You know, I mean, he's got all the knowledge in the world, but Randy knows these boats better than anybody. As a throttleman, I would say, racing here today. So Randy would be the guy that we would, look to beat.
Awesome. Any sponsors that you want to thank, Kevin? I know that you're pretty much a self-funded boat, but love to get the names out of anybody who's helped you out. I know that you have a lot of help with the boat with LSB and who else? Who else did you want to thank?
I've really, Lily Sport Boats, we're teammates with them, and they do everything to the boat. I get help actually from just a lot of my friends, the guys on the team, Scotty, Andre, Chris, Harry. Without all those guys and Dan and Britt over at Lily's, none of this stuff gets done without them. I mean, I may throw a couple bucks at the boat, but they do everything. I can't get any of this stuff done without them. So.
Very good. It's been great talking with you guys. I really wish you the best of luck. Please have a safe race out there, and we'll have a talk with Randy and see what he's got to say about his side of it.
Nothing but good things, I'm sure.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Ted.
All right, I am here with Class 7 boat team hauling trash. Jeremy Bissett is the driver. Mike Marola is the throttleman. Guys, this is a little itty-bitty boat. That's a big ocean out there. What are you guys thinking? I mean, are you seriously gonna take this little boat out there and race the ocean?
Well, yes, we're gonna go out there. What I did was I went back to 1987. I got my football gear, my knee pads, my shoulder pads, and we're gonna go rock.
That's excellent. Jeremy, what do you think? I mean, is this the kind of race that you wanted to do when you decided to sign up to do this Class 7 racing?
Unfortunately, yeah, because there's something wrong with me, apparently, like the rest of us. So,
Guys, this race has been famous for years. Obviously, there have been some phenomenal races here in Atlantic City. I can remember watching the World Championships here way back when, and I'm sure you guys did. Tell me something, Mike. What got you into offshore racing in the first place? What made you come into this?
I got into offshore racing about 30 years ago when I was 15 years old. I started at as volunteer, helping with the Benihana Grand Prix up in Point Pleasant. Growing up there, every year went there. I helped with the crane. The following year I was in the fuel. I mean, back and forth until I was 18 years old to be able to race. And I showed up to the driver's meeting with a jacket and helmet, and someone failed the physical, and I jumped in the boat, and I loved it since.
That's awesome. Jeremy, what about you? How did you decide to get out there and get into this race boat?
Actually, as a kid, I grew up around it. We had family friends that raced, and just kind of gravitated towards it. I wouldn't let it go, and finally got the chance, and here I am.
That's awesome. Guys, even a boat like this, I know you depend on your sponsors. Who do you want to thank? Who's helped you out to get here?
Well, Performance Technology, so computer tech, they helped us out. Island Signs for the vinyl signs. And that's all I have. And Performance Marine.
US1 Performance Marine, Danny Crank. I work for him. We do some great work and got us here.
Johnson & Barron Construction Company.
Johnson, awesome. Guys, we really wish you the best of luck. It's obviously going to be a tough it's going to be a tough race in a smaller boat. You're in a great boat though, 21 Hustler. What did you do? Anything specific you did to the boat because of what you expect out there?
Well, we're just padded up. I padded up. We went and got noodles, and you're using a boat in your pool. I cut them up. I put them around the boat. It's going to hurt. We're in for a rough one. We should run about in the high 50s. And go from there. It's going to hurt.
Excellent.
We're in for a fight.
Guys, thanks very much. Wish you the best of luck in Class 7. It's going to be a great race out there. There's a lot of the Class 7 boats. You guys have your work cut out for you.
Yes, we do.
Good luck and be safe. I know you are waiting for it. I am here with the internationally famous, or maybe it's infamous, Typhoon Racing. This is Throttleman Randy Schluss and his latest victim in the driver's seat, Louie The Rigger Gianconteri. Guys, I have been talking to all the other SVLs. And all the other SVLs, when I say, guys, who you out there looking for? They're looking for you. Randy, why do you think that is?
Because we talk more trash than anyone else? I don't know. We've got a great team. We're pretty consistent. Got a lot of experience on there, and a lot of them are younger. So they kind of like to come after us older guys. And actually, I'm honored that they do come after us. It makes you feel pretty good.
Louie, I have no idea why you decided to move down for your big Cadillac to get into this little sports car here, but tell me what's the best thing about racing in these SVLs?
Racing with Randy is very important. That's an important thing. And just the fact that we go out there and we teach these kids how to race.
So it's all a teaching experience for you. That's awesome. And your master's, is it elementary education, or are we doing that is it high school education?
With this other crew, no, we're talking geometry, algebra. No,
School of Hard Knocks.
That's what I was looking for, the School of Hard Knocks. There you go. Look, Randy, I mean, I know that it's pretty much you spend the whole off season working on the boat the entire time. You're in and out of it all day long, all night long, I know. Tell me, how many improvements have you made since last season to make this boat more competitive?
Well, we painted it. That normally makes it a little faster. No, Louie's been doing all the work, and the shop up there, Eric, they've been doing all the maintenance on the thing. We have made some improvements on things. We don't want to tell everybody what they are, but the boat is fast. It's level. It's turning good. So, I mean, we've really got a good product here. Everyone else is working on their paint jobs, and they all got beautiful boats, as you can tell by ours. We don't spend a lot of time on the looks, but I'll tell you what, mechanically, we can't lose.
We go for speed.
Now, this boat has, from what we understand, about 70,000 miles on it. How many thousand more miles do you think you're going to get on it?
We're going to stretch this thing as long as it goes. I mean, it's been run a lot. The boat's been I couldn't tell you how many 100 races out there in the ocean, beating on it. It's an extremely well-built boat. It's an extreme. And so the other guys have Phantoms, also good boats that are out there. And, I would recommend anybody to get in one of these boats if you can to try this class out, because it's kind of like the next step up from the GPS type racing, and we're wide open throttle, so it's a great experience and it's a lot of fun, and it's great to be in a canopied boat because it makes it a little safer for everybody.
And all kidding aside, the guys we're racing with, they're top notch, and they're not all young guys, and young guys are tough, We got Lily out there, and he's gives us all lessons. So we're all evenly matched, same engines, different boats, but when you get out there, it's not a big difference. So you got to really, really put your heart into it. And these guys do. We're really proud of racing with these guys.
Boat set up for rough water or smooth water? What are you thinking?
You never know down here at Atlantic City. We're going to go out today and give it a little shakedown, see what it's like. But come tomorrow, it'll be completely different, I'm sure. So we're kind of going like with a medium setup. Probably three to fives. I would guess out there. So a little bit smaller on the prop and move a little bit of weight forward and try to get the boat running level and not go for that top number.
Medium. Louis told me he was an extra large. Is that not true?
Large.
Guys, thanks very much. It's been great talking with you. We really wish you the best. Please have a safe race out there. Race hard, race fast, but be safe above all else. Tell me, one thing before we go, any sponsors you need to thank? I know that everybody needs help out here. Tell me who you need to thank.
Well, OPA, first of all. We got the Golden Nugget, we got Caesars, and we both have businesses that we take our time away from to work on these boats, which LFG Rigging, Randy's
Quality
Air, and we've got Eric has helped tremendously with working on the boat, Midcoast Performance Marine, that's also my partner I race with in Strictly Business. Noisy Graphics, help with the design, and just a host of people. And I always feel like I'm on the spot with this because you want to remember everybody, but everybody that's helped us, and like I said before, that helps with this sport, we can't thank you enough. And we want to thank the live stream TV. We got the OPA Live, Impact Streaming, and we want to thank Caesars on the boardwalk. I'm getting a little senile, so my head's been banged around a lot, so I don't always remember everything quickly. Special shout out to Karen that's been helping the whole time over there and her crew with helping us set everything up.
And I personally think that this live stream TV is the next step for this sport. This is going to elevate OPA. It's so nice to be able to watch a race live right on your computer. That is just outstanding. Instead of having to wait for the next weekend to see who won, listen to people, try to tell you, and wait for the internet, this is live. So it doesn't get any better than this. This is it. Booyah.
And if you missed it, you go on OPA and you can watch it 2 weeks later, a month later, a year later, 10 years later. It's perpetual, and we think that's a big, important step.
Well, we really appreciate all of the effort that you guys have put in. Both of you have put into all of the. Randy, can't thank you enough for every race site you support. Louie, you have done some phenomenal things. You put together a great race in Long Island, aside from all the racing that you're doing. So you guys have done as much for the sport as anybody in recent memory. Want to thank you so much. Please be safe tomorrow and race hard.
Typhoon rules the seas, baby. Booyah. Booyah.
All right, we are here with Reinforcer Racing. Don Goodwin is the throttles, Angry Al Pisacano is the driver, and Kyle Dickinson is their crew chief. Guys, you got a 30-foot superboat. You got an ocean out there. You're running in Class 5. There's a couple other superboats running. There's a couple other types of boats running. What are we setting up for? Is this going to be a rough water race or is this going to be a smooth water race?
I'm hoping it's smooth, but we're going to go out and test it a little while and make sure, see what it looks like. But I'm hearing it's going to be a smooth race tomorrow.
But now, the superboat is known for being a rough water boat. Yes, it is. Your definite advantage in rough water. So, have you got the speed in this boat that you need? If you get a smooth water race, can you keep up with what you need to do?
Yes, I can. I can just change out the gear case, put the shorty on it.
Now, I got to know this. I got to know the story. Angry Al.
Yeah.
How do we get Angry Al?
It's got an attitude quite a bit. Get angry real fast.
All right, so we're not gonna upset Al. Okay, that's what we're not gonna do, guys. How did you get, Don? What made you decide to get into this? What made you decide to get in offshore racing?
I've been doing this about 22 years now. I started as a navigator on an extractor back 20 years ago, and it's ever stuck ever since. Dude, loving it.
That's awesome. Angry Al. What about you?
Basically, Donald and Louie and Eric from Strictly Business got me involved in it. I have boats. I work on boats, and then I got involved with racing, and me and Donald partnered up.
That's awesome. Kyle, so you're working with these guys. You got an angry boss over here. You got Don. What's it like? What's the worst thing? What's the best thing about working for Reinforcer Racing?
I don't know, just to go out there and have fun. You know, that's what it's all about, right? You know.
Absolutely. Do they feed you well? Yeah. Oh, there you go. Okay, because that's what I always get. It's like, well, they always feed me too well, you know. But no, that's great, guys. It's going to be a tough race out there. You've got some great boats up. You got some incredible experience out there. Obviously, you've got a ton of experience out there too. In this type of race, when you have the ocean conditions and things are changed up, and things actually may change in the middle of the race. Yes. What's the best way for you to get your head around that? What are you going to do in order to sort of be prepared for whatever? When you go out that inlet, you're not exactly sure what you're looking at.
Never. You never know what's going on until you're out there. And things change lap by lap, you know. Conditions change with the amount of boats, the boat traffic. So everything's always changing on you. So you just got to play what you dealt.
Absolutely. Any changes to the boat this year? What have you done to it?
We just freshened up the motor, new paint job, new decaling and stuff, and that's about it. It's ready to go.
That's awesome. Sponsors. Everybody needs help from their sponsors. You want to? We'd love to give the sponsors some credit on this. Who do you want to thank?
I want to thank Al's Mobile Marine, Mid-Coast Performance Marine, Eric, LFG Rigging, Louie, Noisy Graphics, ERD Engine Builders in Patchogue, Long Island, RPM Dynos. That's it.
Excellent. Guys, thanks very much. We look forward to seeing you out there. I know you're going to be rooting hard for the Long Island race also. That's obviously your hometown race. Louie's done a great job putting that on up there. We're looking forward to being up there later on in the season. Go out there, race fast tomorrow, but overall be safe. Thanks very much, guys. All right, we are here with Hurricane Force Offshore. The throttles and owner is Joe Winnick. I don't have his driver here right now because, and that's Ed Smith, who is the president of OPA, and he's detained during doing other things. So instead, we're going to talk to his crew chief, Bernie Bogus, and see what we can find out. Now, guys, this isn't a Class 6 boat. You have a lot of great competition out there. What kind of improvements have you made to the boat this season? What are you doing to be competitive out there?
We made a few changes this year in the drive, as well as some weight issues. Ed jumped in the boat with me last season. He recommended some changes, which we did, and we came out here last year for the opening season, and we got 3rd place. So we want to better that this year. We're not trading our 3rd for a 1st. So we've made some secret was-up changes, so it should be fun.
Okay, so this is sort of a collaboration between Was Up and Hurricane Force is what we're talking about. Now, Bernie, I see this as a couple of kind of tough bosses here. How do you feel working for these guys?
We all have a good time. We all get together pretty good and make the best of it every day.
Now, Joe tells me that you've got your eyes on the driver's seat of this boat.
Yeah, hopefully a couple races this year or even next year we'll get in the boat and start hitting some races and have some fun.
Awesome, Joe. What got you into this? Why did you decide you wanted to get into a boat and get out here and race in Class 6?
Long story short, growing up with the Benihanas in Point Pleasant, New Jersey, watching them through the family, and then just building a boat. This is a 1973 24-foot P&D, one of the original 3 hulls of the P&D. Restored it. And you know what? I got a Potter Performance 700 horse in there. And you know what? My dream came true. I'm an offshore racer. This is my 3rd year, and I'm loving it. I'm enjoying every moment as an offshore racer, and I'm looking the future for a bigger boat, better boat, and more championships. And you know what? That checker flag will be mine one day. It will be mine.
Now you brought up a fairly interesting question here about Class 6. Class 6 is fairly small boats. They have to be under 26 foot. And apparently nobody told anybody that they had to have really small motors, because apparently all the Class 6 boats have these huge motors in them. How tough is it to keep from, I know that you can break out at any time you feel like it. How tough is it when you guys all get lined up out there? What's it like having to hold back?
It's not easy, I'll tell you that much. I didn't realize 70 comes up quick, you know what, and it's real quick. And it's tough, but you know what, when you go around a turn and you have the horsepower to get through it, you can muscle through a turn faster than somebody with a 525 or 496, it shows, you know what. And when you get the inside and you got the inside route on somebody, that's where the horsepower shows. And then with the experience with Ed, which I call him the legend, Smith, driving the boat with me at the sticks, he's directing the Hurricane, and I'm throttling the power of the Hurricane. You know what? We're going to make a disaster to everybody behind us. You know what? I love it. I love this class. It's competitive. It's fun. And I could see myself in this class because, you know, it's nice having 10, 11 boats with you rather than 2 or 3. It's a fun class. And you know what? We all get along. We all help each other. We're all together on this. And that's what's nice about the OPA and this racing organization as well as this class is there's so many of us, and yet when there's a problem, we all help each other out. But when you go out in the water or the race course, if you would, it's a different animal. And no matter what you have in the boat or what size boat or what kind of boat, game's on. You know what? And let the hurricane prevail offshore. That's me.
Obviously, Joe's kind of reserved and laid back. Didn't have much else. Been really hard to drag all this out of him. However, before we finish, I know everybody has people that they want to thank. You want to go over and thank your sponsors, whoever you need to do, because we know how important it is for the help that you guys get out here every day to just get out here and be able to race.
I truly appreciate all the sponsors I have. You know, Trent Marine at Tom's River, they're a huge sponsor for me. Ajaco Towing up in Parsippany, New Jersey. Dr. Pathakar's office in Edison, New Jersey. Old Bridge Pharmacies in Edison, New Jersey. As well as former companies such as Typhoon Performance Marine and the members, which are friends. The New Jersey Powerboat Club, which is a huge supporter of me. Dave Patnoid, my family, Bernie Bogus and my family. A lot of families involved. You know, Steve-O at the yard. The list goes on. But my major sponsor, which is Hurricane Force Detailing, you know, I thank him a lot. You know, so he's the best, that guy. He's a good man.
I don't think we can add much to that. I want you to go out there tomorrow and have a safe race. You know, obviously everybody wants to race fast, but at the same time, you know, race safe. All I can ask from you, Bernie, is just, you know, keep an eye on them. Everybody's got things going on. Smitty's going to be over here. He's going to be trying to run a whole race at the same time hop in the boat. So your job is going to be pretty tough too. So keep an eye on them. Make sure they're safe. Guys, thank you very much. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.